Coming up on today's show, it's Yankees Hate Week. The Guardians stole one against the Dodgers and took 2 of 3 from the Angels. All that's left to do is win the series against the Bronx Fraudsters. We'll also give you a look into some top performers of the week, breakout performers to keep an eye on, an update on our rehabbing guards, and a quick look at what needs to happen when the lights get a little brighter in Yankee Stadium.
3 guys, 2 generations, 1 baseball team. Just when you thought there were too many mediocre Guardians podcasts, we're here to bring you one more. This is the Die Hard Guards podcast with your hosts Brent, Tim, and Zian.
This is the Die Hard Guards podcast. I'm your host, Brent, here with my father, Tim.
Hello.
And my brother, Zian.
Hello.
Today's episode is brought to you by our new friends and sponsors at FOCO. FOCO is one of the leading manufacturers in officially licensed collectibles, apparel, accessories, home decor, and so much more. For the last 25 plus years, FOCO's success is directly related to their ability to bring exciting new designs and product ideas that allow you to show off your fandom at the game, in the comfort of your own home, and anywhere you go. Right now, for a limited time, we're offering our listeners and followers a 10% discount on all FOCO items, including the wide variety of products that they carry for our Cleveland Guardians. Visit FOCO.com, that's FOCO.com, or click the link in the description below and use code DHGUARDS10, DHGUARDS10 to save 10% at checkout. This offer applies to in-stock FOCO products only. Pre-order items do not apply. Find your fandom with FOCO.
Get a FOCO crisp.
FOCO crisp. A Cleveland Indians FOCO crisp bobblehead.
Wow, the reference.
Whoa.
Very nice.
Hey, we're in there. Listen, we're partnership. We're a partnership with them now, so we can kind of throw ideas back and forth. Get some royalties from that one.
Love FOCO.
Woo, FOCO. Choose FOCO or it's a no-go. I mean, it's, it writes itself. Anyway, so just like we predicted, you take one from the Dodgers, just like everyone thought.
Which is what we're hoping for.
Everybody knew it was going to happen.
Dodgers. Get a win.
You take 2 out of 3 from the Angels. So let's just kind of.
We should have swept the Angels.
We should always sweep the Angels, but we kind of play an up and down game. They never do what you expect them to do. When you think they're going to play well, they play terrible. When you think they're going to play terrible, they play well.
And then Jose's always Jose.
Jose's always going to be Jose.
Jose literally is the best hitter on the planet right now. The best hitter on the planet.
When they walked him.
Oh, gosh, that was hilarious. Hilarious.
That was so fun. But they should have done it the rest of the series. They'd have probably.
Then they let him hit. They let him hit. What they walked him in the 3rd and let him hit in the 5th, right?
Listen, I'd walk him every single time. His last 7 games, he's hitting 462 with a 517 on bit. That's like the kid with the mustache playing Little League.
Yeah, the kid.
That's the kid with the mustache playing Little League numbers.
Yeah, he's been 13 for 3 months.
This is 5'0" Jose Ramirez doing this against Major League pitching. Yeah. This is insane.
That's no joke.
Insane.
So a little recap: Stephen Kwan goes down with wrist soreness. Nolan Jones comes in, gives you a 3-for-3 performance and a 2 RBI single to tie the game in the 8th. He's heating up. Needless to say, he's heating up. Listen, I am not off the Nolan Jones train yet.
No, listen, I gotta hand it to you.
I'm staying strong.
I gotta hand it to you. Nolan has figured something out because
we're gonna go over that.
He's hitting a torch in 381.
I know what he figured out. I posted it online last night.
My problem is he's become like a slap hitter. I don't know what's happening.
Well, I can explain that too because that was all part of it.
I can tell you this much. I'd rather he hit like he's hitting now than hit like he was hitting 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, which is not hitting at all.
Agreed. So, after Nolan Jones gives you the two RBI single, Angel Martinez hits a 3-run shot to take the lead, which they never give up. Jose went 2 for 5. Now, I'm not going to recap the entire Dodgers series because we don't need to go there. We need to recap the win. Keep it positive. It's the Dodgers. What do you expect?
Ohtani's pretty good.
They're okay.
Listen,
They're all right.
The Dodgers are a really good team, all right?
And you can't throw Shohei Ohtani a first pitch fastball down the middle of the plate.
We hung with them in most of these games until the end of the game. Right somewhere in the middle of the game, we always gave up a couple runs. They put a couple on us, and then at the end, they'd score a couple. But we hung with them throughout these games. We weren't like the Yankees who went and got blown out by the Dodgers.
The Yankees
in a
got
bunch of
destroyed.
We actually hung with the Dodgers, even though our pitching isn't that great.
The Yankees got exposed, and we'll talk about that too towards the end of the episode. Jose went 2 for 5 in that game. Santana went 3 for 4. Will Wilson gave us a 2 for 4 performance. Colby Allard, 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, and he only allowed 1 base runner through 3 against, honestly, one of the most dynamic lineups in the history of baseball. I mean, good for him.
Yeah, I thought Allard looked really good.
And quite honestly, they probably shouldn't have sent him out for the 4th, being that it was supposed to be a bullpen game. You got a little greedy there, but hey, came back and won it anyway. Moving on. You lose game 1 to the Angels, and you never want to lose a game to the Angels. But if you're going to lose a game to the Angels, at least if it's a Soriano start, then
number one,
it is what it is.
We're facing one of the better pitchers in baseball.
He looked fantastic. That
splitter's just nasty.
I saw a stat somewhere that on the season, now keep in mind this is on the season, he is carrying a 65 or maybe 66% ground ball rate.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, he proved it against us. I think it was a 99% ground ball rate against us.
That's insane.
How many double plays did we hit into?
That's unheard of.
Yeah, it was insane.
But he was dynamic. He looked fantastic.
And Ortiz was up in the zone a little bit in the game and gave up some home runs. I mean, he just, Ortiz is one of those guys that when he figures it out, his stuff is so good. Every pitch he throws moves. But when he figures out how to come from that same release point on every single pitch and really confuse hitters with what's coming next, he is going to be, because he kind of gives it, let's face it, he can throw that splitter and he can throw that, just like Soriano, but he gives it away a little bit because he drops his arm angle to throw those pitches. So, that 2-seamer he has is just nasty. But when he's throwing that 2-seamer and that splitter from that same arm slot and the same release point, he's going to be devastating as a pitcher.
Yeah, I think, from the beginning of baseball, period, one of the most important things you can do as a pitcher is have a repeatable delivery.
Yeah,
and that makes it much more difficult on the hitter to see what's coming.
And in Cleveland, we know that
plain and simple.
We know that for a fact because we had Kluber and Bieber, back-to-back Cy Young Award-winning pitchers. That's what their whole game was. They only threw 94 miles an hour, but their delivery on the fastball, the slider, the changeup, everything was the same release point. You never knew what was coming. Same arm speed. You never knew what was coming. So the hitters can't figure it out. So that's what made them so devastating. And Ortiz needs to still learn that.
And honestly, even without that, he went 6 innings, 5 strikeouts, 1 earned, 7 hits. I mean,
well, the 7 hits were tough. Because it was tough. And he had guys on base during that too.
He likes to stay up in the zone because he feels like he's most effective when he can really establish that fastball up.
And again, we had this week, especially against the Dodgers, we were the kings of going to full count.
Too many pitches.
Too many pitches for our starting pitchers. We weren't attacking the zone. I loved Ciccone came out and he just attacked hitters. Like I thought his start was great. He just attacked hitters and made them swing the bat. He didn't want to go to full count. I thought that was a great approach.
He got hit too, though.
He did, but he didn't he didn't throw 100 pitches in 4 innings. I mean, he was just pounding his own. If you're going to beat me, you got to beat me hitting the ball.
Yeah, and in that game, Nolan Jones 2 for 4 performance, drove in the only run, and you got to mention it. You hate to mention it, but Andrew Walters with the torn lat looks like I've heard people saying that it was completely torn off the bone. I mean, as gruesome as it sounds, but he could possibly be out for 12 or more months.
And for those of you listening who don't know, Walters is one of our up-and-coming bullpen guys in AAA.
He just got back to the major leagues.
He's another high 90s, high leverage guy who could come in and shut things down for an inning. And, he just was, and probably was on his way up, to be honest with you, the next month or so was probably on his way up to give some relief to our bullpen. He was probably coming up to go throw some innings, but it was a devastating injury for him.
Yeah, no doubt. We wish him nothing but the best, and he'll be back mid next season, hopefully, and he'll slot right in there.
Yeah. Hopefully he has a fast.
He's going to slot right into the back end of that bullpen and be filthy again.
It does sound like a tough injury, though, for sure.
Yeah, he was in a lot of pain.
Yeah,
that was rough to see. Game 2, you get the win 7-5. I'm going to lead this one off again with Nolan Jones.
Boy,
you
really love Nolan Jones right now.
He got the scoring started with.
He's no Jose Ramirez, but
with
really
a little league
Nolan
home
Jones.
run in the 4th to bring the Guardians within 2. Jose hit a solo shot in the 5th. Kwan hit a solo shot in the 6th.
It's nice of you to mention Stephen Kwan. I mean, Jones got like 15 mentions already, and you got Kwan. Finally got Kwan in there in Game 2 of the Angels series.
You know, some people need more love. Stephen Kwan is not struggling in the slightest.
You might have wanted to mention that. I'm just saying, you're the host of the show, for God's sake.
Stephen Kwan may be one of the best hitters on the planet. And he really does. He gets overlooked sometimes because he's so consistently good.
Don't try to throw in compliments late. Just because I called you out now, you're complimenting Stephen Kwan.
Listen, we have what we like to call the quantum theory report, which is just gushing over Stephen Kwan nonstop.
We love you, Stephen.
Anyway, so yeah, Jose solo shot in the 5th, no surprise. Kwan solo shot in the 6th. It was a pretty good shot. I mean, he went out and got an outside, I believe it was a changeup, maybe? I can't remember exactly what it was, but he pulled an outside pitch over the right field wall. I mean, good for him. Carlos Santana solo shot in the 7th to tie it up, and he's on an absolute heater.
Santana's a big month of May.
Huge month of May. I mean, he looks fantastic right now. Daniel Schneemann with a single. Bo Naylor with a walk, followed by Gabriel Arias, who we're hoping this kind of gets him off the schneid here. He obliterated a 110-mile-an-hour 2-run double to take the lead.
I mean, if he could stand
my goodness
about a foot closer to the plate, it would be really nice.
I think
so
it
pitches down
was
the
it.
middle didn't seem so far.
Was it that same at bat where he swung at a pitch down the middle and it almost hit himself off his top hand?
Are you saying that with better play coverage, he may? Listen, the worst part about Arias, and you're absolutely right. The worst part about Arias is he's a really good opposite field middle hitter.
He's because really he stands so far off the plate.
But he stands so far off the plate, he doesn't get to those balls on the outside of the plate. And he's slider away, dude. He's done.
If the batter's box were extended 3 more inches, he would be 3 more inches off the plate. I promise you. And he still might take a pitch down the middle off the hands.
I just think he's so good at going the other way. So strong.
He really is.
He get the ball in the air the other way.
That's the best part about it. He has great bat speed.
Yeah. Get closer to the plate. Make them throw that out.
I would love to see him start turning on the ball. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know what he's worried about. Like, he stands off the plate like he's a power hitter. Like, he's going to pull a bunch of home runs. How many pull down the line home runs do you see as he hit?
They're not going to pump you inside.
No.
they're going to go away from you.
And even if they do, take it. Make them throw something over the plate.
You would think. In that game, Steven Kwan 3 for 5. He's just a machine. Jose 2 for 4. Santana 2 for 4. Arias 2 for 4. Everybody hitting the ball pretty hard. Now let's see here. Game 3, you take it 4-2. Gavin Williams looked great. He gave you 6 2/3, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, which I don't think you're ever going to get rid of the walks with Gavin Williams.
Maybe not.
I think you're just going to have to live with them. 2 walks is a win.
Walks and full counts are
2 walks.
He would have had a no-hitter if he didn't throw so many pitches.
2 walks is a huge win.
He needs to take the Ciccone route and just attack the zone. If they beat you hitting home runs, so be it. But attack the zone.
Yeah, 1 hit, 2 unearned. So, he looked fantastic. Jose Ramirez, another 2 for 4 day. He's now hitting 327 on the season. What can you even say at this point? He is now in line to potentially win a batting title because Aaron Judge is going to fall off the face of the earth.
And if he stays
when he pulls his hamstring and he tries to play through it for 3 days, and he's going to fall off the face of the earth, and then he's going to get his little IL stint that he goes on every year. Then he's going to come back and start slow, and then
if Jose can stay hot for any length of time here, he is back on pace to be a 40-40-40 guy.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, what he just fell short of doing last year, he is literally on pace of being a 40-40-40. 40 doubles, 40 home runs, 40 stolen bases. He's right there.
Yeah. And, you have to, in a game like this, Game 3, you have to mention Nolan Jones. 2 for 3. 2 for 3, another
Nolan,
2.
You are getting some publicity today, brother.
2 for 3, another 2 runs batted in.
Nolan, if you're listening, you need to come on the show.
Dude,
Nolan, if you're listening, you need to come on the show.
I would love that.
Because we need to talk through what you've done in these last few weeks.
I already know what he's done. I confirmed it. If you like, I can explain it right now.
I feel like you think you might be in Nolan Jones's mind. Are you talking to him? Are you hearing voices?
I feel as though me and Nolan are very similar hitters.
In what way?
I'm not saying, hey, listen,
hitters?
I'm not saying I could hit 214 in the big leagues, but I might be saying I could hit 214 in the big leagues. No, but for real. So I posted something last night, which would be Saturday, and it kind of explains. I'll read a little bit of it here. Basically says Nolan Jones has always been a passive hitter. He likes to take pitches and work walks. A little too passive. For example, he takes early fastballs, middle, and sits off speed deeper into counts to try to get, kind of his pitch, his zone approach. Or he'll take a hanging off speed in the 3-1 count to try to work a walk to get on base. His exit velocities and his hard hit rates have been really good all year long. And the results just haven't been there, obviously. For anyone with eyes, you can see the results have not been there.
Listen, on our last podcast, man, we called Nolan out.
Yeah,
we called him out.
For sure.
And I think he's listening. Clearly,
I would imagine
so. with our fan base of the 8 people listening, one of them has to be Nolan Jones.
Well,
listen.
Well, okay, to be fair, of those 8 people, I think 2 of them are in Russia.
2 of them are Russia. So
which I don't know. I don't know how that.
We're big in Russia.
Well, apparently,
we're big in Russia.
We're huge.
But
in
listen,
Russia.
we called Nolan out. I think he listened to the podcast because he changed his mindset. He's attacking pitches now. He's trying to hit strikes and trying to go after fastballs now, and it's working. 381 in his last 7 games.
Right.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Guardians fans. We have other players we can fix too.
So now, as of today, he has 35 batted balls on the year, and 27 of them are, I'm sorry, in his last 15 games, he has 35 batted balls, and 27 of them are on some sort of variation of a fastball, a sinker, a cutter, a four-seam, two-seam.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So he's hunting fastballs, and he's not just hunting fastballs. He's hunting fastballs early in the count. We're talking 0-1, 0-0, 1-0, 1-1. He's not getting deep into counts and trying to work walks anymore, and he hasn't taken a walk now in 20 games.
All right. Listen, we could go on and on about Mr. Jones.
I'm just saying. Look, all I'm saying is
we have dedicated an entire show to Nolan Jones.
He's back to basics. He's hunting fastballs. He's putting the ball in play more. When you hit the ball hard and you put the ball in play more, you have more of a chance of success.
Hey,
that's all I'm saying.
Listen, clearly, by all accounts, Nolan Jones has all the tools, all the skill to be a great hitter.
All the tools.
But I don't know what mentally, that's a whole nother thing. We've seen it time and time again. He has to figure it out mentally and stay there and stay at that confidence level to get it done.
And for this stretch, I mean, all he's done is simplify as much as possible. He's out of his head now. He's hunting a pitch in the zone. And at this point, he's getting a lot of early fastballs because he struggled on fastballs or didn't swing at fastballs early in the year.
I hope it continues.
There you go. Anyway, so let's move on. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk breakout performers in May. Buying tickets shouldn't feel like a game of hidden fees and surprise markups. That's why we use TickPick. Whether it's concerts, sports, or theater, TickPick makes it easy to find great seats at fair prices without those sneaky service fees. What you see is what you pay. It's fast, it's easy, and honestly, it's the only trustworthy site to buy tickets. All you have to do is find the link in the episode description and start saving. It's really that simple. With TickPick, same seats, better prices. And we're back. Let's talk breakout performers in the month of May.
Wait, let me guess. You're going to talk more about Nolan Jones.
Of course I am. Are you kidding? What are you kidding? What are you new here?
How did I know this?
Hey, Nolan Jones is my pet project for the year.
There's a theme here.
It was Bo Naylor, but Bo has severely let me down.
Poor Bo. All right, let's go.
Let's talk Nolan Jones real quick. Last 14 games, he's hitting 350. No walks, just what we talked about, change of approach. 781 OPS. This is where some people may not understand that he's actually been somewhat productive this year. 781 OPS, which is good for a 130 WRC plus with runners in scoring position on the season, not just the month of May.
Yeah.
So there's something there. I mean, he's been productive in the limited at bats. I'm talking, I think it was 38 at bats, which is still a decent sized number.
Yeah.
With runners in scoring position. So he's doing something. We'll say that.
Him keep doing what he's been doing for the last week and a half.
And you know, to kind of add on, I think he's working more back to basics, contact first approach, and he's still going to find production because he hits the ball hard.
He's 6'7". He should hit home runs.
And it'll come.
Well,
it'll come.
I agree.
He had to break himself down and build himself back
Steven
up.
Kwan has more home runs than
I
him.
know. I hope
Agreed.
I do hope he can figure that part out. But
to that point,
but be productive in the meantime,
right?
Please.
To that point, I think we really need to stop viewing him as a budding superstar or a top prospect. He's never going to be that. I think we'll be lucky if he's a productive 7 hitter. And I think that's what he needs to focus on.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I think that's just where he's at in his career. Otherwise, he's not going to be playing baseball anymore.
I just think like this. I think when you step in the cage and people gush and ooh and ah over what you can do, maybe
that's
you
great.
should take
But
that
see, that's
and translate it into the game.
This is the thing. I can go out there right now and put on a home run derby show.
I don't think that's what he does. I think when some guys step in the box, when they swing, when the ball hits the bat, it sounds different. It looks different. It is like you can feel a little different energy, and I don't think he translates that to the game. I think it's a confidence thing. I think it's a mental thing for him. And right now, I think he's feeling comfortable. So he's just out there doing his thing, hitting, trying to stay in that safe zone. But he has to challenge himself all the time to be better. I don't think he can just be a base hit guy with the size and the power he has. He can't just be a base hit guy only.
I think that mentality, that's the difference between a Nolan Jones and a star MLB player is the mentality, right?
Then he needs to figure that part out. That's the part
I don't know if he will at this point. I think
the lottery's coming up.
Exactly.
Or
And
you don't hit home runs.
Exactly. And to that point,
and we believe Chase DeLauder has that.
I think he definitely
nothing
has that.
bothers me. I'm just going to go hit. I'm just going to go play.
And if Nolan Jones is going to continue to do this, what he's done, I mean, it won't be as inflated, but if he's going to continue to do that, I feel like he is in line to be a very good fourth outfielder. He plays all three spots, not overly well, but good enough, pretty adequate.
Listen, to be perfectly honest with you,
he has a big arm, and if he's gonna put the ball in play, then
to be
that's playable. That's better than Will Brennan.
Listen, to be perfectly honest with you, if he's going to do this, Angel Martinez is going to be watching from the dugout. Because listen, Angel's been great for us this year, but he's been kind of on a roller coaster ride. He hasn't played great in the last 2 or 3 weeks. He hasn't really hit many. He hit that home run, but that was like one of the few hits he had in both series.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's tearing the cover off the ball. So if Nolan Jones is going to produce, he's going to stay on the field. And when DeLauder comes up, it will be Angel Martinez that goes to the bench and has to be the fourth outfielder.
Which, I mean, honestly, as a super utility man, I don't mind having him come off the bench.
I agree, because he can play
He's
every
fantastic.
position. Yeah, I think he'd be great. But I'd like to see him make it difficult on everyone to make that decision. I want to see Angel and Nolan Jones both hit. Let's see them both hit and then make it a tough decision for the team.
These would be great problems to have.
Yes,
especially after the way that Nolan Jones started and a handful of these guys started out, like Manzardo, and we're going to have some serious tough conversations soon. But if everybody can produce a little bit, these are good problems to have.
And it's a tough thing because these guys, you're as a fan, right? If you're out there, you're watching these games, you are literally watching these guys playing for their careers. Their careers are in their hands right now. Like, this is their opportunity. Angel Martinez, Nolan Jones, these Arias, these are guys, they have their careers now. Their future of their careers and what they're going to be are in their hands. Like, literally right now, you're watching it play out in front of you. It's pretty amazing to watch, and you feel bad for them. You know, we really like some of these guys. We really do like these players, but it's tough to watch when you think, wow, this guy, look at the skill set on this guy, and then they don't produce. It's tough to watch. It really is hard to watch.
Yeah, some have big skill sets, some have average skill sets, but size doesn't really matter.
Oh man, I knew you. Listen, this is a family-friendly show.
Right. Let's move on to Carlos Santana. What a month of May! Like, the old man turned it on.
Old man.
By my calculations, I see a 186 WRC plus in the month of May. And if that's the case, wow. Talk about heating up. 5 home runs, 19 walks to 16 strikeouts, and 22 RBIs on the month. Let's hope that he can continue that. You didn't get anything really from Kyle Manzardo in the month of May, which sucked. But
he's another one.
But June,
he's got to find his confidence.
June is a time for bounce backs. Generally, with young players, you'll see guys start to separate themselves in the month of June. So, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Maybe something will click. If not, I just can't see a world where CJ Kafis doesn't get a shot, and maybe Manzardo does another month in AAA.
Cian's favorite player, CJ Kafis.
Hey, he's coming. He is coming. And of course, Jose, in the month of May, 206 WRC plus, 1.085 OPS, 5 home runs, 8 doubles, 8 stolen bases, 11 walks, and 3 of them intentional walks.
Yeah, like I said, it's the mustache and Little League.
Yeah,
numbers here. Yeah,
again, what can you even say at this point?
amazing.
he's one of the greatest to ever don a Cleveland baseball jersey. Daniel Schneemann.
Giving a shout out to Daniel.
Big shout out to Daniel Schneemann. 822 OPS, 133 WRC plus, 5 home runs, 12 RBIs, 12 walks on the month of May. Big time from Daniel Schneemann, especially in a time where you're struggling to find that second base bat, and he's been kind of playing all over the place. And
he's another one. This is another guy. His career's in his hands
no
right
doubt.
now.
There's no doubt.
The better he plays, he stays on the field.
Yep.
If he doesn't hit, he doesn't play. It's wild to watch. We have so many guys like that right now.
Speaking of Daniel Schneemann, a little birdie told me that we may have a special guest in the future in connection with Daniel Schneemann. I won't give it away, but we're looking to set that up soon. So be on the lookout.
We have some insider
information.
About
Yeah.
Daniel Schneemann.
Be on the lookout for that. That'll be a fun little treat coming up soon. And, Stephen Kwan, not as good of a month.
It's nice of you to mention Stephen Kwan.
Not as good of a month, but still one of the best in the league.
Nice of you to mention poor Stephen. Give him a shout out like that on our show. Thanks.
I would say that's a good thing. If you're not a mention on this show, that means you've done nothing wrong. That you haven't had to bounce back from anything. You're not struggling at the moment.
Stephen, you're playing great.
You're fantastic.
Thanks.
What can we say? I would kiss you on the face if you were here right now. And I don't know if you want that, but
don't be creepy about it.
Quite frankly, I don't care. And I don't generally talk pitchers. That's not really my thing. But Ortiz had a pretty good month, if I recall correctly. I think he had two really good starts.
Bobby's starting to look
Bobby's
like Bobby's
getting there. He's getting there.
Yeah.
Gavin Williams had 2 decent starts,
Ciccone.
even though he throws way too many pitches. Slade Ciccone was a nice breath of fresh air. Obviously, Ben Lively.
Losing Lively.
Losing Lively sucks because he was your model of consistency for a while. Logan Allen in the bullpen.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Nice little 1-inning outing there. Yeah. So, hopefully those guys keep trending upward.
Yeah, and our bullpen still looks good.
Our bullpen, they look great, and you lost a piece. You lost a piece, a pretty large piece that you had last year, and you haven't had this year yet. So you got him back for a couple games, and now you lost him again. But you're still looking to add Trevor Stephan at some point in the next 4 to 6 weeks.
In fact, yeah, they did a little interview with him during the game the other day. He's getting ready. He's heading back to Arizona. He's gonna start throwing. So he's looking like we're gonna see him at some point this year.
Let's run down the list real quick. We got Bieber and Sobrowski. News drops today. They're both headed to Akron to do some a rehab stint in Akron. Bieber had one really good outing in Arizona where he made some kids question their career choices. David Fry was activated. He went 0-for-1 with a strikeout in his first at bat of the year. Pinch hit at bat late in Sunday's game. CJ Kayfus is killing AAA right now. He should be on the way soon. 1.008 OPS in his last 15, including 21 hits in his last 15 games. I mean, come on. Chase DeLauder, 775 OPS in his first 21 at-bats. Kind of a slow start, but, he's not playing every day, and he's trying to build back up, and he's still hitting the ball hard, so that's a plus. I think he's still on track for that June 6th appearance.
You're going to stick to that.
I'm going to stick to it. I mean, we're what, 5 days away now?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
We'll see. We'll see what happens this week. George Valera could be activated as early as Tuesday. He really made some kids question their career choices down in Arizona. 1.546 OPS in the Arizona Complex League. And, obviously not the caliber of pitching that you're going to see in the big leagues, but boy, he really wanted to get out of there, and that's mission accomplished. So we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to talk Yankees real quick, and then we'll get you out of here. If you're anything like me, and I know I am, you're probably a sports fan. Fanatics just so happens to be your one-stop shop for gear and collectibles from all your favorite teams. NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, you name it, they've got it. And since we're on the subject, I'll let you in on a little secret. New customers or old customers with a new email address can sign up today and get 10% off their first purchase. Click the link in the episode description, find that Guardians jersey you've been dreaming about, and show your team pride with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything. And we're back to talk Yankees. It's just gross to say that.
All right, listen. Okay, here's the deal. So we were thinking about this the other day. I think part of our problem is that with the Yankees, we got a lot of young players, right, on our roster. We got a lot of guys who it's their first year up, or they haven't played much in the big leagues. They're up and down. We got a lot of guys fighting for their careers.
And a lot of guys who haven't played in Yankee Stadium.
Right. And quite frankly, probably half of them grew up Yankee fans. Like where they came from, that's the only games that were on TV was the Yankees. So they walk into Yankee Stadium or they play the Yankees and it becomes this big thing. It's bigger than baseball. We got to stop all that mess. Like whatever we got to do in the clubhouse to stop thinking of the Yankees as some kind of special team. The Yankees are a joke. Listen, that's the most overrated team in all of baseball. They can't beat a team above 500, and when they do play a serious World Series contender, they get stomped. Like they're not good. They're not good. I get it. Judge is a good player. Judge is a really good hitter, but beyond that, there's not a lot of people on that roster that are special players. I can tell you that.
You have a Paul Goldschmidt who's going to come back down to earth. You have
Paul Goldschmidt didn't hit a ball in St. Louis for 2 years.
Right. You have a Cody Bellinger who is, quite frankly, he's taken advantage of the Little League ballpark. Let's be totally honest.
No, they do play in the Little League ballpark.
And you have a Jazz Chisholm who is trying to bring his career back from the brink of death, and people are scared of this team.
Yeah, I don't get it. They're not, and again, they're not beating anybody above 500. I can tell you that right now. It's not happening. They have been their schedule is weak. They're in their division teams. There's no one else in their division above 500 at this point.
Like we said,
they're playing a bunch of teams that are losing games to play people outside of their division.
Like we said last week.
And then everyone puts them in the World Series already because they're winning their division. It's a joke. Their division is a joke. We play in like the second best division in baseball. The AL Central is the second best division in baseball. And we have to fight every day to try to win games, to compete. And a lot of our games are against teams that are above 500. The Yankees don't play that kind of schedule.
No, we like we said last week, you're looking at a Guardians team who has beaten more teams above 500 than the Yankees this year. Those numbers don't lie.
No, so we need to go in understanding that and stomp a hole in the Yankees. Because, again, I understand they have a dangerous hitter, but they have a dangerous, so do we. Jose Ramirez is the best hitter on the planet. So guess what?
They in back-to-back series now, they're going to be playing the two best hitters in the world, in Ohtani and now Jose Ramirez.
That's right.
So
and that's how we need to approach this game when we go play them. We need to take it to the Yankees. Stop waiting for the Yankees to beat us.
Yep. Game one, you got Tanner Bybee versus Carlos Rodon. Obviously, Rodon's a tough lefty. He gives us
always
fits.
hard on us.
Yeah, he gives us fits.
Hard on us, yeah.
But we've beat him before.
That's right.
Not very often.
No.
But we have.
But we beat him. We've beat him before.
Thanks for pointing that out, Cian. You're killing my I hate the Yankees vibe right now.
Game two, Luis Ortiz versus Clark Schmidt. Honestly, there's no reason you don't win that game. They're going to struggle with Luis Ortiz. He throws a lot of up and down, side to side stuff.
Luis Ortiz struggles with Luis Ortiz.
Yes,
So we got
right.
He just needs to be consistent. He just needs to be consistent.
You're going to see a lot more swing and miss when you play the Yankees. They have a tendency to chase more because they can afford to. Let's be real.
Yep.
In the past, they're a team that they outscore people.
Yep.
Because they've had to. They haven't had the dominant pitching in a few years. So they outscore people. So they're willing to strike out more to chase more pitches that they like.
What I like about the Tanner Bibee start, against Carlos Rendon. Tanner Bibee fills up the zone with strikes when he's on. All right. Every pitch he throws is different. He is another one of those guys that throws from the same location, 3 different pitches from the same location, same arm slot, same hand motion. And he's tough to figure out when he's on. So I love that start against the Yankees. I love what he could possibly do. He could probably make a lot of their hitters look foolish. But the Ortiz start is a tough one, right? If Ortiz puts guys on base and the Yankees hit home runs, that's tough.
Walks will kill you against the Yankees.
Walks will kill him. So he's got to be the same kind of way. He's got to attack the zone, make them hit. He'll get a bunch of pop-ups. He'll get a bunch of ground balls. He's got to be that kind of pitcher. And then Slade Ciccone against Max Fried, that could potentially be a pitcher's duel if Ciccone's feeling it. It could. I mean,
Fried's another level.
The Yankees are going to attack Ciccone, though. I mean,
they are.
The Yankees know he wants to throw strikes.
He's
and
in and around the zone. Absolutely.
So if he can mix his pitches up and make them swing at pitches they don't want to swing at, then he could be solid. He could make them look foolish.
This could be an instance where Slade Ciccone nibbles the corners, which is what we don't want our starters to generally do. We have a lot of guys with dynamic stuff that should go after hitters. Ciccone
Who does he have to nibble against the Yankees on?
I'm just saying.
Who are you nibbling on?
Except
for Aaron Judge.
They're going to be
Who are you
more
nibbling against?
They're going to be more aggressive against a guy who's constantly in the zone like Slade Ciccone.
Dude, I'm not nibbling against anybody who's hitting 180. I don't care how many home runs he hit.
I think Ciccone's going to nibble and make him chase, and I think he's going to have a huge game. I think Ciccone's going to have 8 strikeouts.
I hope so.
Against the Yankees. I think he's setting himself up to have a really nice game against the Yankees. Other than that, honestly, Max Fried, he's the one I worry about most. I think Carlos Rodon throws a lot of pitches. As long as you don't chase, you can get to him. Easier said than done, obviously, but we have a lot of guys that don't chase now. This lineup is built to get on base, we'll say, to take walks. I highly doubt we see Nolan Jones in game 1 because
not against a lefty.
Not against a lefty.
No.
So it'll be interesting. Yankees Hate Week is always one that you remember.
Yep. So take any Yankees thing you could find, take it out to your backyard, burn it. Let's get this week going.
Let's get it going. You got anything else to add before we get out of here?
No, we just hate the Yankees.
What about you? Yankees suck?
Yeah.
Yankees suck. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, favorite, rate, or review depending on your platform of choice. And please don't be afraid to interact. You can find us on Amazon, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or wherever else you listen to your podcast. It's a great week to hate the Yankees. So have fun, stay safe, and as always, go Guards.
See you, Yankees.